Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Sabbath Talk. Still the Sabbath day coming to an end here shortly. I want to say thank all y'all that watched the videos and been commenting all week. I'm gonna try to keep the content going. I got a lot of topics I want to cover, and went to a funeral today, and I really want to just kind of do over what the pastor said and put a different twist on it, but do what the pastor said. When he celebrated the sister's life, Sister Gwen Sullivan Warren. There's a picture of her here. Always had a smile on her face. Man, got some funny moments, man. Somebody that believed in the Most High, and she worked, in her church diligently, her assembly diligently. I have no problem, the Most High, you know, praying that He resurrect her on the great resurrection, at the end of the day, to live in the next kingdom. And, man, she done a marvelous work. So, shout out to the whole family. Y'all pray for the Warren family, if y'all would, sister died, man, loving woman, funny. The life of any little get together. Man, she was cool. Man. But kind of want to talk a little bit today. And a little bit about, man, I'm seeing all this violence out here. It's just kicking up. People are leaving up out of here. It's just kicking up. And I'm going to talk about something that happened here in Texas. These rappers is dying like 9,000. And man, it's just this story of these two young men, man, if this ain't the curse, I don't know what is. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give a little, show you the pictures and stuff a little later of the two guys. Man, our youngsters, man, they wilding out with these guns. You know what I'm saying? It's getting bad out there. And we'll talk also a little bit about the end times and a little bit about Most High for to do a switch. You nation of our Israel, you know what I'm saying? He getting ready to bring us home soon. You know what I'm saying? With this river Euphrates drying up, that's making a way so they can come set up for the battle. The last battle, what we call Armageddon. You know what I'm saying? All that's in prophecy. That's why he drying it up. And also, it's a lot of other reasons too. Those fallen angels that got judged during Canuk or Enoch's time frame going to be let loose. You can see a lot of strange stuff going on over there, and you can hear them underground on some TikTok videos and different little videos over there. Some strange stuff going on. And it's going to be a war. You know what I'm saying? Definitely going to be a war. But I'm going to talk about the fury of the Most High, because our sons and daughters are dying because our foreparents, including us, we not much better. We worshiping probably more gods than they had. You know what I'm saying? We can't look down on them. You know what I'm saying? But this what got us in trouble. The Most High said that we wasn't going to keep the commandments. He's going to put a foolish nation over us. And he has done that because we didn't keep the charge. That's why it's so important to keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? But the Most High going to get his people back. And you know what? A lot of people going to be apologizing, these nations. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you, he coming to get Israel. Don't say nothing about all these denominations. We're going to talk about this 41,000 denominations in the world. Do you know it's 45,000 denominations? 41,000 denominations. I'm going to show you that. I just Googled, just pretty much put it in the search engine. Let me see where it at. Yeah. Christian, you see it say Christian number of church denomination. 40,000, my bad. Still too much. 40,000 Christian denominations. You think the Most High is orchestrating all this? Let's just put that out there. Let's just put that out there. Do you think he's orchestrating? Hold on. Let me get it from the New Testament, because see, I know I watched a church today basically didn't acknowledge a lot of the Old Testament. They just really straight. It was all about the New Testament. So I noticed a lot of Christians do that. So I'm gonna go and get it from the Renewed Testament, the Brit Hadashah, as we say, the Renewed Testament. And so let's get it. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 4. There is one body and one spirit, as ye are called in one hope of your calling. It says one Lord, one faith. So how do we got so many faiths? How do we got 40,000 and one baptism? Everybody want to baptize somebody a certain way in 40,000 denominations. One God and one Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all. So, how we got, it says one Lord, one faith. One master, one faith. One faith. But we got all these denominations. Everybody, you got some churches bold enough to tell you out there, if you ain't a part of this church, then you going to hell. If you ain't sanctified or you ain't this, you know what? I'm going to show you in the last days who you getting ready to bring home. It don't say no, now one of the denominations up there. If you ain't a part of the denomination or a stranger who is joined to Israel, then you don't have no covenant. You know what I'm saying? You going, I told you that one of the earliest Christian covenant, not covenant, the early Christian church is the Baptist. What did they say, 1608? 1612, some people are correct. 1612? Think about that. That's a long time ago. But it ain't long as when the Bible was written. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. I had to fix something real quick. But anyway, now we got all these denominations. Okay, well, let's get to the story. So it can't be that. So I'm gonna start in Isaiah a little bit above where I'm gonna be speaking from. But Isaiah 51:17. Awake, awake, stand up, O Jerusalem. Or it says Jerusalem, but ain't no J's in Hebrew. Which has drunk at the hand of the Lord, as it said, that he have drunk at the hand of Yah the cup of his fury. Thou hast drunken the dredges of the cup of trembling, and wring them out. And basically, this is saying, man, you know what? For not keeping the commandments from our foreparents to us now, we are suffering, living in a nation that ain't in our homeland. We don't have the camaraderie we used to have. Not that it was at the best, but it was probably better than it is now. And, you know, of all the things that's going on right now, we, you know, with so much black on black crime and people duped the jeweler, as you saw, and these two young men right here, I'm getting ready to bring them up in just a second. You know, man, we have drunken his fury. You know what I'm saying? It is definitely have. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 real quick. I might even got it up here already. Let me see. Yep, Deuteronomy 28. And I'm going to jump to 28. Because, man, we definitely got some a curse upon us is what's going on. And it says that it says that the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishing of heart. You know what I'm saying? Astonishing at heart. And we're there. You know, in this story with Cutter 900 and BFG Strap out of the Dallas area, two rappers. Started out homeboys. Got into it. It's alleged that BFG Strap broke in Cutter's house. They fell out first, broke in his house. Basically, it was on film, so he knew who it was. Cutter called him up and asked for a fade. You know what I'm saying? To fight it out, duke it out, and BFG Strap wanted it to be done in his hood, where they just fight it out. Well, Cutter did not, he did not win the fight, but that was the way we were supposed to duke it out. We were supposed to duke it out, and I come from the old school. They started shooting in my day, you know what I'm saying? But you can ask for a fade, and people you still fight with these knuckles, you know what I'm saying? You put these hands, you know what I'm saying? And the winner, you know what I'm saying, is squashed after that. But nowadays, these boys, they don't do that no more. They don't fight no more. These youngsters will shoot you. These youngsters will let it go, cause they are smitten with madness. You know what I'm saying? Blindness. You can't even talk to them. You try to live. They don't even want to hear no knowledge. My thing is, I used to somewhat listen to the old folk. They don't want to hear nothing nowadays. And it's like they struggling with madness. But anyway, the fight occurred. After the fight, Cutter still wanted to get ill. He still was mad. But you should have done this and not in nobody's neighborhood. First of all, if you're going to take a fade, take it in a neutral place. If you're going to take a fade with somebody, you want to put hands on somebody, Nehemiah hands on somebody, then you need to go to the nearest boxing ring. And no straps, and all these homeboys getting in on stuff. See, that's another thing. These boys, all this murder, they run up on you when you sitting down. They ain't trying to do nothing when you in your element and you in a position to defend yourself. They don't want you then. Like Duke the jeweler was going to his vehicle. And then they just run up on him. At the time he's vulnerable, sitting down. Snatch his chains off, snatch his bags. That's crazy. That's crazy. First of all, if you invite the homie out, you providing protection. And say what you want to say. It should have been more than that, than how it was showed with Boosie. That young man, entrepreneur coming up, died on some real sad stuff. Man, it's like everybody want to say that they real in the streets and that they run. That's the thing that everybody want to say now. The thing about it, half of them ain't doing it. You just want to just run up to a strap. We don't even fist fight no more. People just want to run up on you, and then the type of guns you use AR-15s. Basically short M16s, short rifles, but they because they so short they classify them as pistols, Draco, stuff like that, where you just run up on somebody. I look for stories, and then when you run up on somebody, you come in 2s, 3s. It's just some scary. I ain't never seen black men so scary in my life. I've never seen it. They scared to take a butt whooping like Pops. Pops was saying on Friday. You live to fight another day though, like Pops said. Scared to take a butt whooping. They want to run up on you when you sitting down in your seat and basically got a miniature rifle and then want to blow you away like that. I look for stories every now and then for people that's going to do that, and they're going to meet the right person. They're going to meet one of them ex-military dudes, or one of them dudes that's really, really prepared for scenarios and run them. We got a lot of them in the military. We got a lot of them. I can say my dad was, he walks early in the morning. He was saying a little youngster try to come over there and meet him over there around the track. And he had intentions on robbing. you know, and that's what these youngsters do. They don't want to work for that. How much money you think can a person have? What you gonna try to take them to the house and get them for their stuff? I know one thing. I know if I would have got wind and they done that to my old man, they better hope that the police would have got him before I got him. I can promise you that. I got something. Believe me, when I tell you I got something, I'm gonna tell you they gonna close the casket. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm coming with. I'm ex-military. I ain't got to be close to you to get you. I can be 300 yards or better away and come get you. It would be nowhere safe for the person that would kill my parent and think you ain't gonna be on that block. You would have to turn yourself in. I promise you. You'd never see it come. That's how it really would have been. It would have been. But my dad is ex-military, ex-Vietnam, been shot multiple times. Ready at all times. Walking around that track with a hoodie on, with a 25 in his pocket. In the hoodie pocket in the front. When the youngster walk up, you know it's kind of cool out, obviously, because he had a hoodie. He sitting there and put his hand around that trigger. And as he tried to come a certain way, he could see the barrel sticking out, because he wasn't going to pull it out. He was going to shoot right through the pocket. Boy, it would have been a surprise for somebody, because he was going to shoot right through the pocket. His hand was in there. He saw the hole of the barrel pressed up against the fabric of the hoodie, and he turned around. See, every now and then, and I'm going to tell you, that's what the Bible say, you live by the sword, you'll die by the sword. You know what I'm saying? If that's how you going to live, you think you're going to just rob people and you're gonna die by gunpoint? You would die by gunpoint. I live for stories like that. You know what? I wouldn't have no problem. And then your family wanted to tell me, he was a good baby. Oh, my baby. Your baby was out there robbing people. And he wanted to make a lifestyle of that. But guess what? Somebody spun him like a top. You understand what I'm saying? And he hit the ground in hell. Because that's where he going to be going. Because he ain't going to have no time to repent. He going to leave this earth on a messed up mission. You know what I'm saying? Then the family want to cook dinners and all that, how he was a good person. He probably was, but it wasn't at the time that mattered. You know, I look for stories. I watched some dude try to kick this dude's house. He watched him on the doorbell cam, and when they kicked that door, I think they got a toenail in before the first round. He struck the post right there by the dude's eye. What you call that? The beam that's, I guess you could say the doorpost, you know what I'm saying? The little beam at the top, you know what I'm saying? It just missed the dude and hit that wood, and you should have seen the fear of God in him. Yeah, they was running over top of each other getting up out of there. It was in Arizona. Love to show that one. You understand what I'm saying? You come running up and want to kick somebody's door, you better be real careful. Because it might be somebody, I tell you what, I got something, I play with it outside. I promise you. It go through a whole lot to slow that bullet. I'm just say the ammunition down. Trust me. One day I might show some videos of just me shooting some weapons. You understand what I'm saying? You'll meet the right one is what I'm saying. At the end of the day. You know, men, you gotta protect your family, your women, your people. You understand what I'm saying? In the community that I am, we all pretty much shoot together as far as shots, you know, shooting weapons and stuff to that nature. We practice, you know, shooting. Yeah, you have to excuse me because it's where the people are visiting and stuff. I apologize for that. Okay, and you know, it's just all kind of stuff nowadays where people are just doing the most. But anyway, and I'm gonna show that. I guess I was talking about the two young men. This is one of this is a picture of one of them. That's RIP Cutter 900. Okay, that's Cutter 900. You can see it just happened recently. That's Cutter 900. Boy, got that money, got that paper. Okay, and the other, hold on. And that's the other young man. Okay, both of these two got into a fight, and he calls. Strap wanted him. This the guy wanted him to come to his neighborhood. Okay, and he was the one that wanted to fight. He went to the man's neighborhood. He should have went to a neutral space. You know what I'm saying? Looking at it from an old school point of view. Shouldn't have been no homies there. It should have just been what it was, and you should have win or lost. The brother should have just took the fade or found some other way after that. You know, but the young man right here, they say allegedly pulled out, shot 2 times, shot Strap 2 times after the fight was over. Okay. Now, since it was in PFG neighborhood right here, his homies grabbed him. Some of his homies grabbed him and took him to the hospital where he would later die. And this young man right here, he had a neighborhood where it was one way in and one way out. So you can't be going to hoods and stuff. You ain't got no business in certain hoods, especially your ops hood. I know y'all started out homeboys. It should have never got to that place. You know, before I get to that place with a homeboy, I'm just gonna cut that joker off. Period. It doesn't even matter. See, a lot of times people be on this tip. They want clout. I ain't gonna say they want clout. I'm gonna just say, hey man, they want everybody in their business. You know what I'm saying? That should have been a one-on-one fade. Should have been nothing about that. Maybe 1 or 2 witnesses. That was cool. That was level-headed. Nobody should have brought a gun. That should have been a fade. But the brother couldn't get out the neighborhood because Strap's friends pulled out. And I'm not going to play the video. I'm going to just read on the screen. You know, they got the man laying on the ground or whatever. I ain't showing nothing like that. You know, that's horrible. It said, as seen in viral clips and pictures of Cutter's body, it was quite obvious that Cutter got it worse than Strap did, as they loaded tons of bullets into his body. Insider sources claim that even after Cutter had fallen to the ground, 3 men stood over him and kept shooting at him until they could see the ground through his face. They claim to have received at least 30 shots to the head, excluding the bullet wounds on the other side of his body. Shortly after the shootout began, Cutter's homies drove away and left him for dead. So Cutter's homeboy left him for dead, but they stand over there and shot him at least 30 times in the head. And they shot him to the point 3 men stood over him in the highlighted point over him and kept on shooting at him until they could see the ground through his face. But you know what? These children right here, I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. These are devil children right here. You know what? And I blame it on a lot of us. You 52, you in your 40s. You know what? You could have had better control, but you, a lot of these parents, go to school, go get out of here, and just let them play outside. Didn't have no. I tell you what, I could brag on mine though. Ain't now one of them had to get them out of jail. For one. Number 2, all productive citizens of society. Some of them college educated. You know what I'm saying? Wonderful children. You know what? Because I was in their life. You understand what I'm saying? Their mother was in their life. You understand what I'm saying? You know, it had a village. Got some uncles and some cousins, you know what I'm saying, that would help step in. You know, these kids right here, to the point where you a shooter, brother, shot this man, And my prayers go out to both families. And this man to the point to where they can see the ground through his face. Come on, man. Shot him in the head at least 30 times. We you know what type of person is that? What you can't tell me this ain't the devil's kids. And a lot of them, they didn't have to earn nothing in your house. I'm gonna give my kid the best. You know what? You spoil these rats, and guess what? Look at them. Look at the fruit that they produce. Now, some of them, I don't know, and I'm saying allegedly, some of them didn't have parents. Some of them the streets raised them. And that may be why this happened. Some of them may just have been too in the flow. But one thing about it, as a parent, you know what? You should have been whooping that child long time. You should have got that child in line a long time ago. That's what's wrong with parents nowadays. They trying to be their kids' buddies. And you can't. They need a parent. They don't need no buddy. And they out there kicking your door. All these youngsters that shooting all these people. You know what? It ain't gonna matter if you draw down on me. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care if you're 17. I don't care if you're 17, 19. I tell you what, if it's something I can do with it, I'm gonna knock you into the next kingdom. You understand? You're gonna wake up in hell probably. You understand what I'm saying? Period. Because I know I'm not gonna play with you. I'm not gonna have no problem. I'm U.S. military certified, baby. Trust me. I've been to conflict. Period. And I'm gonna leave it at that. You understand what I'm saying? You'll be a target if you're going to mess with a loved one of mine or try to do something to me. I'm gonna go out blazing. You understand what I'm saying? That's the bottom line. And like I said, we got a unit where we at for the time to come. Y'all better have a unit, because you think you're going to call the police when all this foolishness hit the fan? Let's get ready to hit the fan. And these troubled times that's going to come, when these demons release, when they get ready to fight this war of Armageddon, all this death that's going to be coming and famine, you think you're going to have to defend every ounce of meat you have and bread you have during this time, because you think when the tribulation come that people just going to sit here and watch their kids starve to death, and you sitting on food? Do you get what I'm saying? About the word even tell you they're gonna be going door to door by the sword, and that women are gonna be getting raped and pillaged. If you got your apocrypha, you can read about that. You'll know what's coming for it come. We headed to some treacherous time. Period. And our sons and daughters are out there, and they like a wild bull. Let's just go ahead. I'm gonna jump to them. I didn't know how I was gonna teach it. I got plenty of scripture. Let's look at Yeshayahu 51:18. This is Isaiah in English. Isaiah 51:18. It says, "There is none to guide her among all the sons whom thou hast brought forth, neither is there any that taken by her hand of all the sons that are brought up." These kids, they don't want to listen to no authority. They don't care nothing about no old folk at all. They ain't worried about nothing like that. They don't care. Bottom line. They want to mimic these rappers. And don't even know these rappers, half of them fronting, faking. They ain't no real rappers to them, but that's an image. It's an image that people are. You know what? I tell you right now, at least 2/3 of them ain't real. You pop a firecracker, you gonna watch them run the track meet a time faster than Ben Johnson back in the day, or Carl Lewis. You understand what I'm saying? Just pop a firecracker by one of them. Man, these people is fake, and you trying to, and they make all these songs, and you're gonna see You're going to see some of these songs and don't know how, when words, for instance, let's see something. This is BFG Strap. Now, his popular hits include Every Day, 420. So all you want to do is smoke. Right? Catch Shells. Bigger than hip hop. You see what I'm saying? Catch Shells. You gonna name a song like Catch Shells. They don't even know that they put a curse on themselves. The words that you say will be your death if you ain't careful. That's why, when you tell jokes, you better tell it inside of a joke, because you don't know, like, you could be casting a spell. There's a lot of that going on. But they don't want to hear nobody. Verse 19. These two things are come up unto thee. Who shall be sorry for thee? Desolation, destruction, and famine, and the sword. By whom shall I comfort thee? That's coming to this earth. It is getting ready to happen very shortly. We'll talk a little bit about that. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets, standing on the street corner, as a wild bull in a net. You can't tell them nothing. They wild and crazy as I don't know what. If a bull get caught in the net, he finna tear up everything and get up out that net. And that's how they is. Ready to fire and tear up some stuff. And that they are full of fury. They are full of fury of the Most High, the rebuke of thy God. You know what? This spirit is put upon them in the last days. This madness is put upon them in the last days. Because, see, let me tell you something. The instruments of death here, and I know I'm going to get real controversial for some people. Well, hey, I don't mind getting out there because anybody paying me, but I'm going to tell you the truth. But verse 19, desolation, before I say it, desolation. Stuff going to be utterly destroyed. Destruction. It's going to be wild out there. And famine. We in them days now. All these wars going on in Ukraine, all over. And this thing is getting prepared. The actual roads that they're going to take to Armageddon is being prepared. It's drying up. You got a river that goes through 4 nations. It's drying up. Preparing for battle. And by the sword. Meaning people are having all these shootouts and it is wild and all that stuff. Look how many rappers done died in just September. This is crazy. Or people associated with hip hop. This is crazy. It's like our sons have fainted and they lie on the head of all streets, standing out, hanging on the cut. As a wild bull in a net. They are full of fury. Don't it say that? Let's look at it. Therefore hear this now, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. You know what? It's like we drunk, but we ain't really drunk with wine. We drunk in the state. It don't even surprise us no more when we hear about a youth shooting somebody. It don't even surprise us no more. And it says, and back in verse 20, so I can say what I was going to say, they are full of fury of the Lord. You know what? A lot of times, for repercussion, because the Most High said it way back in the Old Testament, in the law, that you know what? These horrible things would happen if our parents didn't keep the commandments. I'm going to stay in Isaiah real quick before I do something in the law. Let me see. I said I was going to stay in Isaiah, so we're going to stay in Isaiah. Just got some verses. Don't know how I'm going to teach them yet. We're in Isaiah chapter 3. 3 and 13, 3 and 12. Okay. We're in 3 and 12. Yeshayahu 3 and 12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and their women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee the error, and destroy the way of the paths. Now it's something very phenomenal said there. As for my people, we talking about you Israelites. Some of y'all don't even know you Israelites. You calling yourself African Americans. You are part of this nation of Israel. And it's time to wake up, and I know you ain't taught this in your institution, but you need to really do your research. You got a baby computer in your hand, and you can find out that you Israel today. I don't want to break off the subject of going on, but you call yourself an African American. You was brought over here by the transatlantic slave trade, and some of you are native and never traveled on that ship, or what's called a lot of days Indians, because there was a lot of us, the dark-skinned Indians, that never traveled on the slave trip. So we had people one way or another. They came before Columbus, because if you know anything about this nation, the Africans were here first, way down in Mexico. You can look at the heads that are left in Mexico, and you can just look in Africans here before what's called Africans that they're gonna put in the articles before Christopher Columbus. You know that we was here first. So some traveled that way. Now, as for my people, children are their oppressors. When you go and you trying to walk to your car, or you stay in the projects, who's standing all out like a bull in the net? You got to walk by and they snatch your pocketbook. It's these youngsters. There ain't a whole bunch. You don't see a bunch of old heads going out shooting people in their 50s, shooting people. It be young people, right? That's the hand of the Most High. That's an instrument out there. Because death is going to come in a lot of ways in the last days. And that's just interesting. Well, the Most High, the Most High wouldn't do that because he loved. Because, I got some people out there, the Most High love. He wouldn't do that. Let me tell you something. When the devil, if you want to say he won't do it, I'll just show you to you like this. When the devil want to take a soul, he has to come and get permission, because he didn't give life, so he can't take it. And you know what? He has to go to the Creator. It's the Most High decree whether the devil get a soul or if he take a soul. You think the Most High was playing when the Most High? I'm gonna show you how the Most High killed people. Back in Korah during Moshe or Moses, when the other priests decided they wasn't gonna listen to Moses, the Most High told Moshe or Moses. Moshe in the Hebrew told Moshe, step back, because I'm about to bust these jokers over here. Step back, I'm about to get these jokers. Moses had to step in many times. They done made a calf and got a new god. Step back, I'm going to make a nation out you, Moshe. And Moses basically said, I'm just paraphrasing everything, you know what, don't do that, because your enemy's going to say, you know what, you brought him out there just to kill him. You're a mean God, you know what I'm saying? And he's the meekest person on earth. Thank the Most High for Moshe, though. The Most High opened up the earth when he was dealing with Korah and Moses, and swallowed them and their children. Them, their wives, and their children went in that hole together. The Levites, they decided they didn't want to fall in line. The Most High opened the earth up and swallowed them and their wives and their children. So don't tell me that the Most High won't take nobody. You don't believe he take somebody every day. You understand what I'm saying? And that can be an instrument. Don't it say in Isaiah? Let's see. This is all on inspiration, so I'm just rolling with the scripture. Sometimes, the Most High is trying to show. Isaiah 45:7. I form light. Hold on, let me make sure you know who's talking. Because, Most High is called, I'm going to go read this for because we call by his name, Israel. Okay. Isaiah 45:4. And Jacob, my servant, and Israel, mine elect. So if you want to know who the elect is, it's them. Got many people trying to be down, and don't say it in no scripture. in them 40,000 denominations. I have even called thee by name. Okay? And it says, I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. I am the Most High, and there is none else. There is no God besides me. I gird thee, though thou hast not known me. And it says, that they may know from the rising sun and from the west, there is none besides me. I am Yahweh, and there is none else. Okay? I form the light and create darkness. What did he say? I form the light and create darkness. He said, I make peace and I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So don't come up here with that foolishness. He can create calamity for somebody. Some people say, well, this is the better word of saying calamity. It is what it is, though. Still, Most High is not playing with people. When it's time for somebody to go, it's time for somebody to go. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta know. The Most High says, for my people, children are their oppressors. And that's who 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get shot. The demographic gonna do the most shooting is the youngster. And it says, and their women rule over them. Boys, a lot of these women headstrong, you can't tell them nothing. I ain't talking about the Proverbs 31, the good one. The one that know their role, and the man that know his role, and the woman that know their role. You got some women out here that want to be men, that actually think that they, head of the household. And some of them fall up in church and think that. And it says, oh my people, they that lead thee cause thee the error. If you thinking this, whoever told you this causing you the error. And destroy the ways of the path. The Most High, as a husband there, as a barrier and a protector of his home, when all the perilous time. It's the husband that wake up in the middle of the night with that strap when he hears somebody trying to climb through the window. You understand? At night to protect other family. Wives go to the closet unless you got one trained with you. Look, he'll take this gun. If I don't say the safety word, anybody come in there, pop him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because and like I said, if you can legally own arms, you better get you a good strap. Cause believe me, I just put in the general area. I'm coming with something so tough. I just put in the general area. I promise you're gonna get stitched up a whole lot of times. Multiple times at one time. I ain't for the flash, no weaponry and all that. But I most of the time I have it standing up here. If you look on one of my videos, not that far, it's standing up here. I'm just leave it at that. I'm gonna describe too much, but yeah, like that. And you gotta protect your family. You know what I'm saying? That's your job. Now, still standing Isaiah. But we got these young Thundercats out here just really doing the most, man. These Thundercats out here is off the chain. Stand over you and shoot a person to their face, till you can see the ground through their face. Man, that is horrible. And my shot's out, and of course it was a closed casket. I looked that up. Man, that's crazy. And it says, Isaiah 40 and 30. It says, even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. It already fell. Man, I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, this thing is getting too crazy. Too crazy. Lamination. I think it was 2, verse 19. Behold, I don't know if this is it. Behold, O O Lord, behold, Yahweh, and consider to whom thou hast done this. Shall the women eat their fruit, and the children of a span long? Shall the priest and the prophet be slain in the sanctuary of the Lord? And it says, the young and the old lie on the ground in the streets. My virgins, my young men are fallen by the sword. Thou hast slain them in the day of thine anger. Thou hast killed and not pitied. And it says, thou hast called as a solemn day my terrors round about, so that in the day of the Lord's anger none escape, none remain. Those have I swallowed. Swallowed. What's that? Swallowed and brought up, and have had my enemy consumed. So from the ones he nurtured to some of the other ones out there laid down on the street. That's the bottom line. You know what this society teaches our youngsters? Teaches our youngsters all kind of foolishness. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go back to our, y'all have to pray for them youngsters. Man, that type of spirit right there, when you would just think to do that, that is horrible. That, man, as a ex-soldier, man, I don't even know if the Viet Cong would do something like that. Once you fall, they pretty much move on to the next person try to drop the body. You know what I'm saying? Not wait for you to fall and just stand over you and just unload a clip like that. What, 3 men or whatever? Just stand over by the shoot and 30 shots just to the head alone. That face had to be unrecognizable. That is horrible. Men, I'm talking to the older men. You know, if you can mentor a younger, get the generation that you can have influence on. If you're a grandfather, raise your grandkid, be in your grandkid's life deep. See to it that the Most High, as long as you got strength, put something in that youngster's head. I watched a youngster today. See, Miss Gwen, one of her grandsons, she would bring all her grandchildren to church, have them sing in the choir. She was a usher basically, and done a little more in the church. You know, she got joy to bring her grandkids to church. And when I seen them in there, they was not a stranger. They was comfortable in the church. Some of them was clapping their hands, positives. And one of the things, they would let the youth ring the bell. You know, in the country, they got the churches with the bells. They don't too much have that in the city. The thing, like, you just turn it and the bell ring. And that was something that when she heard the bell, she knew it was time to go to church. That meant Sunday school was over and church was about to start. And and she got great joy hearing her grandson, seeing her grandchildren ring that bell. You know, and after service, nobody told him to go up there. And I mean, youngster rung that bell. He rung that bell. That was a beautiful thing. Because, you know what? I know in some kind of way she knew what would happen. You understand what I'm saying? That was a proud moment. Because, you know, she done a marvelous work with them grandchildren. And she fought long as she could. As long as she could. To see that young grandchild over there, and I mean, he put all his spirit into ringing that bell. You understand what I'm saying? You know, it was like being a United States military soldier. I'm gonna tell you, I've been to hundreds of funerals. Hundreds. Sometimes I would go to 3 funerals in a day. I was on funeral detail. I would be the one when your loved ones pass, fold the flag, shoot the rifle, present the flag, and play the taps. That's what I did. I have picked up hundreds of coffins and lowered them in the ground. I've stood over, folded the flag, everything this nation asked me to do. I've been in the back of mortuaries. You know, before a funeral, we go to the mortuary. I've been in the back of mortuaries folding flags, getting ready as one quick dress rehearsal before the funeral starts, and we get on display. Whether we have to tuck it or not tuck it a certain way to fold that thing. I seen death coming a whole lot of ways, a whole lot of ways. I've been around death a long time. And man, the way the Bible describes death, that ain't nothing. It says that the bodies are gonna be like dung in the streets. Nobody gonna have time to bury them with the evil that's getting ready to come on this earth. And you know, a lot of this evil coming on these nations here are coming because of what they done to our people. I'm gonna show you that. I need to do a special teaching on it, but I'm gonna give you a quick glimpse. Hopefully it won't be too long, cause I know I be trying to hold it down a little bit. I know a lot of y'all got, but you know what? You know why the United States gonna get what they get? Cause they didn't. I know a lot of people want to. You are an American. You know, you are an American. Lie behind me is my honorable discharge because it got my Social Security card. But I'm gonna show you that. I was in this thing for 11 years, man. 11 years. So don't tell me about being American and you don't even know what I gave up or what I had been through. So you don't tell me that. Because especially if you ain't served. You like to say, you hold your mule. You understand what I'm saying? But this country got something coming to it. You know, because this same Bible say, a nation built on bloodshed, going down with bloodshed. You understand what I'm saying? You know the backs of slaves? You know what? You don't even want to call them. I'm getting ready to go to it. You know what? I'm through talking. But you know what? I'm for to show you better than I can tell you, baby. Baby, death is gonna be coming everywhere. Death is an ugly thing. Being in the United States, I came in rep for the Persian Gulf. And if you ain't seen body parts stacked and body parts blown everywhere and walk around, there's an arm over here or this and that, or burnt up, or seeing mass graves when I went to Bosnia, mass graves, when I was in Bosnia, bodies had been buried for months, and they dig them up. They was down there digging, trying to build a base camp, and mess around, dug into a mass grave. They was pulling them bodies out. Them bodies was swole right at chow time too. I never gonna forget it. Most people lunch went in their mouth and back out their mouth on the ground. You understand what I'm saying? Them bodies was swollen up. Man, let me tell you something. Death is ugly. The Bible say it ain't like a time ever how this thing getting ready to line up. Man, this battle of Armageddon is getting ready to get ready. Them demons getting ready to get loose. And we out here worried about the newest iPhone 14. Man, y'all better wake up. This woman, she died on the feast. She was able to see the coronation practice. She was able to see it from paradise. I'm gonna say that. Now I ain't gonna say heaven, but I'm gonna say from paradise. I'm putting it in the right perspective. You know, that's a whole nother. I think I'm gonna try to find. A couple years ago, I taught a whole documentary on death. What the Bible say, where a soul go when it leaves. Does it go to heaven or does it go to Sheol? And I ain't for to get into all that, but because that's a teaching and it'll make the video too long. But she died on Yom Teruah. You understand what I'm saying? She get to see the futuristic thing that hopefully us believers will get to see. But all this that they have done to the children of Israel, they got to pay. I'm gonna give you a list of them. I'm just flowing in the spirit, so y'all just bear with me. It's something when you trust the Most High, gonna give a word. I'm sorry, it should be Psalms. Psalms 83. God implored to confound his enemies. Keep not thou silence, O God, O Elohim. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Elohim. For lo, thine enemies make a turmoil, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. We the hidden ones, because you got African Americans sitting in some of these churches don't know that they call African Americans because they're a byword. In Deuteronomy, it told you you're going to be in the last days called that byword. You're not even going to know that you was a part of this nation, because they kept it from you when they had you in slavery, and prior to that, they try to get rid of all your history. Yeah, that's right. Try to get rid of, what's in. If you can see what's in the vault. In the vault, in the Vatican, all your relics, all your history. You know what I'm saying? They have paid millions of dollars to try to hide stuff from you, what you call Afro American. Y'all are of Israel, the nation of Israel, and you still are a hidden one. You don't even know who you are, because you sit in these churches and they tell you a Gentile when you are blood. Covenant. I'm talking about you are part of this nation. You understand what I'm saying? I tell you what, use this. There's plenty of other teachings out there. You don't need mine. I promise you. You part of this nation. But anyway, if you don't know it. And it says, they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. And a lot of y'all don't. They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Yeah, buddy. I know a lot of y'all in the South know that word, confederate. The tabernacles of Edom. Edom is what? What is Edom? I know a lot of people like it. I don't know who Edom is. I don't even know who Edom is. I don't even know who that is. Edom is the Hebrew word for red. Who you think are the Edomites? Who do you think are the Edomites? They would be, if you was to find them locally today, where a lot of them are, where Ukraine is, that's where the Edomites, a lot of them were. Like over there in parts of Russia, but a lot of people just say the overall white man. See, the Bible don't call them white man. Edom is red. They're different shades of red. The Ishmaelites, I ain't trying to knock nobody. You know what I'm saying? How about, you know what? I'm going to put the word alleged with it, because I don't want to get this video flagged. The Ishmaelites and Moab and the Hagarians, Kibal or whatever, Amalek. Amalek is supposed to be your so-called Jewish people. And the Philistines, those are another African nation, you know what I'm saying? With the inhabitants of Tyre, another African nation. Assur also joined with them, and they are hoping the children of Lot do unto them as the Midians, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, and the brook of Kison. You know what I'm saying? These are a list of people here that they're gonna get the punishment of, like what you're reading about in verse 9. You understand what I'm saying? As the Midianites got whooped by as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison. At that brook, some people got wore out, and that's what these people gonna get, wore out. Because see, the tabernacles of Edom, let me show you something. Let me show you what the Hamashiach, the Messiah, going to do. Now, this is Isaiah 63:1. Who is it that come from Edom with dried garments of Bozrah, capital, basically like capital city? We dealing with Edom here. That this is glorious in his apparel, traveling with greatness of his strength. And I spake, and that I that spake in righteousness, mighty to say, therefore thou art in red in thy apparel, and thy garments like him that are trodden down in the wine fat. I have trodden the wine press alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and in their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments. I have stained all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. So you people, I'm gonna say this. Jesus was taught by some nation of people, and not all white people are bad, and I'm not coming like that, because many of them, even a lot of white people understand that Israel's in Africa, that Yahushua, at the top of Africa, that Yahushua was a man of color. If you read your Bible, Revelation chapter 1, you know that he was dark. Feet as if they was burnt in a furnace, like brass, as if it was burnt in a furnace. And it didn't even matter to them. They still love Hamashiach. I mean, we're not talking about them, but as a nation, we have not. You look at things like what happened to Mega Evans and stuff. Those things got to be accountable for. You can't apologize. You can't repent. The United States have never formally apologized for what they have done to the Israelites. So, if you sin and you don't say you sorry, death is coming. And that's all over the nation. And that was 7 nations. They got whole chapters on who the Most High, going to in Amos or Hosea, one of the two. And it talks about each one of them nations, why he's going to do what he's going to do to them. And what did they do wrong. You understand what I'm saying? And it all deals with not taking care of his people. But this is what the Hamashiach going to do. This is what the Messiah is going to do. He's going to go visit Edom, like it said in verse 1. And it's going to be blood. You understand what I'm saying? For the blood. Revelations, what? Chapter 13 and 10? Let's see what it said. Let's see what. That's the verse being given to me. It's either 9. Yeah, it was 10. Just following the Spirit. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth by the sword must be with the sword. Or they say, he that killeth by the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So, you know what? If you're gonna make a career out of robbing people, being a knucklehead, all this, everybody got beef, they make it popular. You know, the industry of giving you all this. They love stuff like that. East Coast, West Coast beef. They love beef. Beef makes money. And then you get a 2-for-1. You know what? The funeral home win. You get rid of the young black men. To the point, do you know if that dude could have been disciplined and they would have just fought and fixed that? Cause see, one thing about it, this earth is gonna feel Israel later. Because when you know your Bible and you know about scripture and later battles, Judah, it tell you Judah gonna be like a battle axe. He's gonna be the Most High Yah's battle axe. You understand what I'm saying? Because these nations that sit up high, it tell you in Isaiah 60 that they're gonna be your nursing fathers and mothers. They're gonna be slaves. I can show you. Let me see. I think it's I don't know the word. Hold on. Let me get it. I'm just flowing. I might have spelled it. No. I think it's in Joel. Here you go. Let me show you. I'm going to jump a few verses above it. Joel 3 and 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Greeks. Okay? We know who the Greeks are. Greeks. Okay? That ye might be remove them from far off their border. And yes, they did. They moved as far off the continent of Africa. Behold, I will raise them out of the place which ye have sold them. You remember them roots and stuff, and they stand up there, got a family and divided, 50, 55, all that bull. Well, you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. Now you see what the Most God getting ready to do? And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah. Ask your preacher to explain this, and boy, I got plenty more verses where I can show you this, the future pretense that Israel gonna run this earth with the Messiah. You understand what I'm saying? The very word Yisrael, or some of my brothers in the Lashawans Kadesh, Yasha'Allah. You understand what I'm saying? It loosely means prince ruling with Yah. Or for y'all that don't know who Yah is, prince ruling with God. That's what Israel means. And we're going to do just that. That's why the Most High say, I gave you my name earlier. You understand what I'm saying? The scripture that I read to you, Isaiah 51. See? And look what it said. I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. Ye that lead it into captivity shall go into captivity. Did I just not show you that? That sold our children. See? Deuteronomy 28 in the law and 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given to another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. Remember in the plantation when they would break us up? You remember that? Thank the Most High ain't forgot that. Because you won't even apologize as a nation. You won't even repent. Look at us in the last days. And thou shalt become an astonishment. Boy, y'all boys the Israelites. Boy, look what y'all is now. A proverb and a byword. A byword is a nickname. We ain't even known no more. Among all the nations of the Lord shall send thee. We don't even know who we are. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shall neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. This is why our money don't go far, because it's a curse, because we're not keeping the laws of the Most High Yah. See, this goes away, and this gets better when we go back and be obedient to the Creator. One more. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them. They shall go into captivity. So, remember our oppressor. You know, they was the ones that So guess what? If you're not somebody that's gonna fall in line with this word, and you one of them unrepentant white folks out there, that's what we would say. Guess what? You can look forward to this in the kingdom. Some of them, you know what I'm saying? You can see this coming. The ones that took the crafty counsel. I'm almost done. I guess I get Jeremiah. Jeremiah, chapter 25. Verse 15. For thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel unto me, take the wine of the fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it. You see, because these nations not repenting, just like when I read Isaiah 51:17. I'm gonna go back and forth between these two. Awake, 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 stand up, O Jerusalem, which has drunk the hand of the Lord, the cup of his fury, and thou hast drunken the dregs of the cup of trembling and run them out. Okay, guess what? The nations that done all this evil to us, we're gonna see when they get they time at it. And they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of the sword that I will send upon them. Then took I the cup of the Lord's hand, and made all the nations to drink unto the Lord, to whom the Lord has sent me, to writ Jerusalem and the cities of Judah and the kings thereof and the princes thereof, to make them desolate, an astonishment, a hissing, a curse, as it is this day. The king of Egypt and his servants and his princes and all his people, and all that mingle people, and all the kings of the land of Uz, and all the king of the land of the Philistines, and Ashkelon, and Azza, and Ekron, and the remnant of Ashdod, Edom, and Moab, and the children of the children of Ammon. So this is the same list of people, basically, as what you saw in Psalms 83. They're going to drink the cup of the Most High's wrath because of what they had to do with the treatment of us. I don't get mad because of Balaam getting come, and I'm not fearing a whole lot of other stuff. I know this world got to get more wickeder for us to finally get free. There's gonna be some hard times if you ain't got the Most High, especially when the boys come from up under the river Euphrates. I don't know if y'all been hearing. I seen a thing where somebody was filming over there at the Euphrates River, and you can hear that demon down there. They had where you can even hear them down there. Man, y'all better wake up. Y'all better get it together. Cause man, them boys gonna come. Man, I'm gonna tell you, the Most High is for to do some damage on this earth. And he ain't for to be playing around, like they say. Man, it's time to get it together, man. It's really time to get it together. And you know what? If I didn't have it together, I'd get it together today. And I would ask the Father, you know what? Save me. Psalm 75:8. For the hand of the Most High there is a cup, and the wine is red. it is full of mixture. He hath poured out the same, but the dredges thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them. Do you know we're gonna pay for our deeds if we ain't repented and we ain't turned? This nation don't apologize. Guess what? It's gonna drink out that cup, that mixture. You know that wine is gonna be blood shed, and it's. But look here at verse 9. But I declare forever, and will sing the praises of the God of Jacob. All the horns of the wicked also will I cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted. See, I'm not really worried about it at the end of the day. All this wildness and stuff like that, we pray for the Most High for protection. But it's time to start. It's time to start getting the fall garden ready, y'all. Start growing some food because, man, it's finna get ridiculous here. You see how they destroying all the farmland around the whole. You know who owns the most farmland in the United States? It's not a big time farmer you ain't heard of. It's Bill Gates. They're closing down farmers all around the earth in all the nations. The biggest person who owns farmland now is Bill Gates. Now what if he decided to cut that off? What you think the price of food gonna be? You people out there, you ain't getting no fall gardens. I'll tell you right now, most people gonna be vegetarian coming up. I can tell you that right now. Unless you're gonna be out there hunting hogs, something like that. Killing deer. You Israelites, hopefully you can find some deer. You don't do them coons and all that old stuff. Man, this thing is horrible. I'm gonna try to get y'all some more content showing some unusual things that are happening on this earth, and let y'all hear them. I'm gonna try to pull the one up. Let y'all hear them beasts that's sitting up under the river Euphrates. Can't wait to get out and do some damage. And if you ain't got that seal, I'm pretty much done. You ain't got that seal that it talks about in Revelation. They're gonna be food for you. You're gonna be food for them. Revelation 9. And I'm gonna end it here. Here we go. Revelation 9 and 2. And he shall open the bottomless pit, and there arose smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as scorpions of the earth have power. Okay. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the green grass of the earth. They don't want no vegetarian like a regular locust. Neither any green thing, neither any tree, but of those men who have not sealed God in their foreheads. If you don't know them, this is who they coming after. You ever been stung by a scorpion? I promise you, if you have, you ain't gonna forget it. I bet you know you was. Verse 5. And to them it was given that they shall not kill them, but they shall be tormented 5 months. You imagine getting bit over and over for 5 months? And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion. So it feels like a scorpion when it striketh a man. These things are going to be let loose if you don't have the seal of the Most High in your head. You got all this false doctrine and false religion. You think that's going to carry you? But I'm for to tell you that somebody lied to you if you think. Nowhere in when the Most High say he going to gather the people and all this. that it say any of these denominations. 40,000 denominations. I just showed you with the New Testament that is one faith, one God. One faith, one God. Really? How we get 40,000 denominations, faith denomination? How do we get that? You think the Most High is over all this foolishness? You got some churches say you can do this, some churches can tell you to do that, or you can do this, you can do that. Man, the Most High ain't hearing that. It's one way, one faith, one. Very clear. That ain't gonna protect you. That ain't the seal of the Creator. Most people got that false image in their mind, stuck in some forms of Christianity. I ain't gonna say all. I ain't gonna say everybody's stuck, but I'm gonna say some people ain't gonna have that mark though. I'm gonna just say that because I'm not nobody's judge. I'm gonna say that. And it says, in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. And the shapes of the locusts were like horses prepared unto battle, and their heads were as crowns like gold, and their faces as the faces of men. And they had hair like women, and their teeth were like the teeth of lions. You know what? I dreamed this before, and I know this could be somewhat true. It's just a dream, and I'm taking. But you know what? I saw in my dream that you ever just seen that movie Jeepers Creepers? How ugly that thing, and it had the little teeth, and they had that hair. That's what they look like. I dreamed that. You know what I'm saying? And they have tails like scorpions, and they were stings in their tails, and the power was to hurt men 5 months. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue Abaddon, and in the Greek tongue his name is Apollyon. One woe is past, and behold, there are 2 woes hereafter. So even after that, it's 2 more destructions coming. You would think it tell you men are gonna want to die. You know what? The great tribulation coming. That rivers grind up, bringing us closer. Euphrates, where Apollyon is, and some of these fallen angels that's gonna come in the last days. The only protection you have is the seal of the Creator in your foot. They're not gonna hurt them. We gotta come out of all this false religion, false doctrine, false mess that ain't even about. They don't have no covenant. If Yeshua being Yusuf or Joseph, you know, that's what they called him when he walked this earth. You know what I'm saying? If he walked, or some of y'all know as Jesus walked 2,000 years ago, and the earliest Christian church of this 40,000 denominations started, which is the Baptist church. It's the oldest. In the year 1618. That's not, you know, what is that? What, over 400 years ago? So 1,600 years later, somebody, John Smith, the father, you know, I just put in man-made religion like I did last week. The people that wrote this book, for one, didn't look like these people. Two, they were predated 1,600 years. Nobody in the Bible was any of these religions. That's why you don't see them in the book. That's why it says that the Most High is going to get Israel and the strangers joined to them. meaning everybody else is joined to him. That's why Christ says salvation is of the Jews. That's why Yahushua said, I come not but for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And in Matthew chapter 1, verse 22 or 21 says, and there shall be a virgin, and she shall call his name Jesus, and he shall save his people from their sins. His people from their sins. Everybody else got but to do, if you not of this nation, you have to serve him the same way as a homeborn person. And you can see that in Numbers chapter 15. The Most High accept you. He'll accept you as a part of this nation. That's the only way you got in. That's the only way you're going to get in. I'm going to show you in the New Testament. Well, you do all that, you like that New Testament. I mean, that Old Testament. But you got to understand, brother, we're in the New Testament now, brother. Okay. I can tell you. Don't even matter to me. Don't even matter to me. Boy, you better beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy, vain deceit, and the tradition of men, because that's all that 40,000 is. After the rudiments of the world and not after Christ. Okay? But I'm for the go to the verse. Because I'm kind of tired right now. I'm fighting tired because I had a demanding day. But I'm going to get to that verse. Oh, it might be Ephesians. Okay, I'm tripping. Hold on. I had before I even do it. Ephesians chapter 2. It's the last verse and we're done. Where you at? I guess I need to put it in. Okay, put it all in one word. Okay, Ephesians. Oh, I was there. I just must have looked over. I'm just tired. Well, I'm sorry. And it says, Ephesians 2 and 11. Wherefore remember that ye being in times past Gentiles, so that's a non-Israelite. Notice it don't say nothing about no churches. In flesh. So your race, you're not an Israelite, okay? Therefore, I can show you beyond. Hold on. I mean, look at the word Gentile. I already know it's going. Okay, let's look where the Gentile is. In the Hebrew, it's something.
Strong's G 1484. Ethnos.
Okay, ethnos. In the Greek, but in the Hebrew, okay. So a multitude, a company, a sworn, heathen nation, in the Old Testament, foreign nations not worshiping the true God, pagans or Gentiles. So, now, this is a non-Israelite though. Therefore remember in times past being Gentiles in flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called circumcision. The Gentiles were called uncircumcision. The Israelites, we know that's a commandment on the 8th day you're born, you have to get circumcised. In the flesh made by hands, that at the time ye were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth, meaning the citizenship of Israel, and strangers to the covenant of promise, no hope, and without God in the world. But now in Christ Yahushua, in Hamashiach Yahushua, ye have sometimes were afar off or made nigh by the blood of the Hamashiach, by the blood of Christ. So now you're a part of this nation. But if you are another Israelite and you haven't got it together, the only way you're going to be saved is doing exactly what you see Israel do. Now, to you unrepentant people that I spoke about, like this nation that have repented for all the horrible things that it has done, guess what? You're going to drink out that cup, the wrath of the Most High. And your children will be sold. You understand what I'm saying? In the time to come. Y'all pray for the Warren family. Gwendolyn Sullivan Warren. Beautiful soul. I can't say it anymore. Nice home going. I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Y'all have a blessed Sabbath day. Yeah, I'm just leave it at that. Shabbat Shalom.